All right, so for the endurance exercises, you want to find a tempo where you can play it accurately. You don't want to play these sloppy. You want to play these accurately because the endurance exercises aren't necessarily going to help you get faster, but they're going to help you play fast for longer. The whole point here is to build stamina so you're able to play these over and over and over again without your fingers getting tired. So like I said earlier, I'm only going to choose 3 out of the 11, and the 3 I'm going to choose for today is going to be the chromatic cycles, the thing that goes like this. We just kind of cycle through the whole chromatic scale until you get to all 6 strings. I'm also going to do the pinky exercise, which is my favorite exercise. And I'm going to do the cross string picking. That. So I'm going to do each one of those 8 times and at a way slower tempo than before. So we were at 200 and something before. I'm going to start the chromatic cycles at like 165. So for this, you want to find a tempo where you can get it accurate. But one thing to keep in mind is when you're gauging your speed here and when you're trying to find a tempo is you're going to be able, because you're repeating these 8 times without stopping, you might be able to do it 3 or 4 times at a certain tempo, and once it gets to 6, 7, and 8 times, your hands will just start locking up and you're going to need to push the speed down. So I suggest finding a speed that you're comfortable with and then going maybe a little slower than that as well. So I'm going to try to do 165. I think 165 is fair, and I'm just trying to, it's just stamina practice and just trying to get my fingers more comfortable with these exercises and just playing for longer periods of time without stopping. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. My fingers are starting to get tired. My hands starting to get tired. 6. 7. 8. Starting to get a real workout. 2, 3, 4. 8. Okay, so I think around the 4th or 5th time my hands started getting tired, I had to take a little bit of a longer pause. It was still a split second, but it was a lot longer than before. And also between the 7th and 8th cycle, I had to take a much longer pause just to give my hand a split second of a rest. So my goal with this would be to maybe in a week or 2 weeks from now, that was 165, to play the exact same thing at 165 8 times without pausing at all, without even taking a split second rest at the top, and without my fingers getting tired. Because I was still, even though it's, very minor thing, I just, had to lift my hands for 2 seconds and then I could do it again. I think that's a very reasonable goal to be able to do that without your fingers getting tired. So that's 165 8 times. I'm gonna move on to the next exercise, which is my favorite exercise, which is this one. I'm gonna do that 8 times as well. And we're probably gonna do that. Maybe I'll do that 2 or 3 times altogether, 2 or 3 sets. Sometimes with this exercise, I won't play the 2 that I showed you in the course, which is this one and this one. I might move it around to different areas of the harmonic minor scale, which would be any one of these notes. Just to make it more musical, more fun as I'm practicing it. Instead of just staying with a 2. So for that one, I'm gonna play we're at 165. Let's keep that at 165 for now. And then I'll do another one, I'll speed it up to 170. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Speed that up a little bit, even though that was pretty tough. I don't know if I can get 170, but so I'm able to get it. Sounds very clean. I'm able to get it, but near the end, near like the 7th and 8th, my fingers start getting tired, and that's why these endurance exercises are so great. You're playing for longer. You're trying to get your fingers and your hands and the muscles used to playing for a much longer period of time. Here we go, 170. I'm gonna play this a little higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so near the end there, up until like the last, I think 3 or 4 ones, I was fine. I could feel the struggle, but it was fine. Near the end, my fingers locked up. I couldn't, if I tried to go one more, I wouldn't have been able to do it. My pinky and ring finger are getting locked up. So this is a great exercise to practice. I'm gonna practice this one more time. I'm gonna move it down to 160 and see if and I'm just gonna try and hold it now, just as long as I can at 160, until my fingers get tired. Not counting sets, not counting reps. 1, 2, 3, 4. My fingers started getting tired there. And when I say tired, they just start to kind of lock up. You know what I mean? So these are great exercises to practice. The more you practice these, the easier they get. You're able to hold them longer. You're able to speed it up. So that's at 160. That's why the speed here, I'm telling you, the speed is very important when you're kind of gauging your tempo here and you're trying to find a good tempo to practice these at. Don't just gauge by the first 4 or 5 that you're doing. Maybe do a whole kind of set of these 8 times, see where you're at, and if that feels like a good tempo, practice it there. For the last exercise, I'm just gonna do the cross string picking, which is this. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and what are we? We're at 170? Let's do it at 170. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Cool. So again, sometimes as I'm playing through these exercises, if I get bored, I'll start moving it around to different areas. You know, you don't have to play it exactly as I've written it out in the course. You can move things around, change the chords around. You can do minor chords. You can do minor 9s. You can put it on different strings. Anything you want.